for everything Stockport. Pure 107.8 FM.
Well, welcome back to the Cellar Tapes here on Pure 107.8 FM with me, the Mancunian candidate. Before that break, we had Matt Bolden with the Third Degree, and after that was The Birds. That's Ronnie Wood's version of The Birds, not the Yardbirds, or the weird spelling birds from America, with Run, Run, Run. Right, it's time for the interview of the youth. This week, that's Dave Brennan from Manchester band Euchrid Eucrow. I went to see them on Friday night at the Roadhouse. They were marvellous, and we got chatting a couple of weeks back outside the Tiger Lounge in Manchester after watching Hard Luck Child, who, as well as Euchrid Eucrow, are also marvellous. Over to you, Ben. Well, thank you, Ben. I'm stood outside the Tiger Lounge with Mr. Dave Brennan, formerly of Artisif, now of
Euchrid Eucrow.
Can you tell the people at home, the listeners at home, how much you've had to drink tonight? Best not. Right, anyway. Right, so you used to be in Artisif, now you're in this new band. First of all, can you describe your musical influences which have took you from Artisif, which was like, you're from Chorley, weren't you, originally?
Kind of.
Kind of like Chorley.
Yeah.
Doing your punk, garage, rocky, bluesy kind of stuff. Heavily influenced by the Stooges. Now you're with, it's just a two-piece now.
Two-piece. It's punk, rocky, garagey kind of stuff without a bass player. It's just really stripped down. Drums, vocals and guitar.
What influences, apart from the Stooges and MC5, I'm going to start testing you now, because obviously, you know, you're a big fan of the Stooges now. You know, what do you take from your music that takes you to go, oh, I really like the Stooges? Yeah,
well, for me, it's, I mean, if you're going to starting from the 60s, I always get my decades confused, but I think we're in the 60s now, and it's bands like Velvet Underground for me are fantastic, because it's the lo-fi sound that they got, which, you know, is so ahead of its time at that, you know, certainly in that era. So I love all that. And what I love about bands like Stooges, MC5, Cramps, was that the rawness, they were ahead of the time in many ways, and I will keep harking on about the Stooges, but their debut album for me was, you know, the birth of punk, and it's just like 3-chord pop songs that everyone can play. But also with a kind of psychedelic 60s tinge to them as well, and you can just see the elements of punk coming through with that first album.
Which album do you prefer? Do you prefer the first one or Raw Power?
Raw Power went to the 70s.
I know that. And don't say Back in the USA either from 5, because I tried that once.
No, my favourite album is Raw Power, because for me that was the absolute birth. What I love about the first album was you can see the elements there already, like I said. The riffs are just fantastic, dead simple. Ron Ashton on guitar. He was trying to do what Hendrix was doing, soloing wise, but he wasn't quite good enough, and that's no disrespect to him, because what he got, what I thought was a new kind of sound. I mean, the Stooges were called the Psychedelic Stooges to begin with. Their first gig involved with blenders with microphones in them, and feedback from amps, household implements to make just noise, typical kind of trippy hippie music. And, you know, they progressed from that, because the influence of the time, and into, like I say, much more of a kind of raw, punky sound. The production on it, which was done by John Cale of the Velvets, on that first album, does kind of give it that kind of Velvetsy feel, a very 60s vibe. But, yeah, by Raw Power, they move out of that, where it is just kind of an assault on guitar. It's not Ron Ashton there, it's James Williamson on guitar, who's a much harsher player, but equally as good, and in a different way, you know, and revered in the same way for me. But, yeah, they're just a massive influence on me.
There's almost a tear in your eye there.
There is, you know, I get emotional when talking about the Stooges. You also, as well, with Raw Power, you've got more of a sense of Iggy's performance by that album. I think it's a bit more restrained than the first album. You can still see it's like somebody, this force waiting to break out, which he eventually does by Raw Power. But it's still excellent. It's just lyrically excellent. It's of its time. I mean, it's the cusp, I think, between the two decades, and for me, the album that marked the change in music and what was happening. So.
That's a very good interview you just gave there, Dave. Very good. What's the future for your band? Where do you want to go with it all? Because you went so far with Artisif, and now you've decided that, you know,
yeah, we went.
You want to strip it down a bit more and get a bit blues orientated and a bit more Nick Cave about it.
Well, for me, this is the change as well. I'm singing now. We're a two-piece, but we swap around. There's me and this other guy, so I play drums and he plays drums. So we both do sing on it as well, which is a whole new experience for me, both singing and playing drums. So I'm finding that we're only been going there a few months, so I'm finding that difficult to adjust to. But we've done a couple of gigs, it's going well. Carry on gigging and just carry on writing and see where it goes. I mean, there's no point having a plan about and I'm going to get signed or anything like that. I just keep doing it. I enjoy doing it, what we're doing at this level, so that's fine with me. And if somebody wants to release something, that'd be great.
Well, thank you, Dave. Obviously, you've got this moment in time now to put a request in. I think I know which band you're going to pick. And as we've narrowed it down to which album it can be, which song are you going to pick for us, Dave?
This is a no-brainer for me. I saw the Stooges last year at Leeds last summer, and this particular song, Iggy elects the audience on stage. I'd already seen them before, and I knew this was going to happen. I missed out the first time. So as soon as I heard the first chord strike, crowd surfed to the front, got on stage, just me and Iggy, jumping up and down, my arms around his shoulder. Then everyone came on. I was grabbed by my hair, pulled Iggy Pop down on the floor while telling him he's a god. So just me and him were on the floor while everyone was grappling me off. And the song they were playing is No Fun. So that is my request, because that's going to be a place in my heart forever. And yeah, I'm well enough.
Well, thank you, Dave, and good luck for the future, and cheers for that interview. It was nice. Here's No Fun for you.